Dhananjay Singh, thank you so much for your illustration. And here comes into being what I keep telling the distinction between the East and the West. You see, the East always believed in the concept of accuracy. This is what you pointed out in your discourse also earlier. And that is why the primary aim being the paradise that was lost was to be regained. That was the whole idea behind the translation, the concept of translation that germinated in the West. But if we talk about the Indian belief or Bharatiya belief, then we believe that there is a constant progression of everything. And therefore, there is a change from place to place. For example, at one point of time, Ram Katha, the Rama is the main character. If you go to another place, let us say some 50 kilometers away, the character changes. So it hardly makes a difference. That is because of the firm belief that we believe in the notion of Anuvad as a notion that is in constant progression. Thank you so much for your illustration, and I'm personally obliged when you decided to be amongst us and the WhatsApp message that you sent to me. And I hope that you will keep obliging us in the future also. I'm extremely grateful to all the plenary speakers also who obeyed. In fact, I would say obeyed because even Sunita ji and all the people, they said to me, sir, you have commanded and therefore we are supposed to be there in your webinar. Thank you very much, Ravi Bhushan ji, Umed Singh ji, Sunita ma'am, and the other Ratan ji and Naveen ji for your cooperation. And we do hope that you will contribute. Uh, we look forward to many more such meetings in the future also. Thank you so much. Now I would uh, request Dr. Manoj Kumar to start the valedictory and invite the guest to join.
Yes, sir. I'm inviting Professor Tankeshwar, sir, VC of Central Institute of Haryana, and we are waiting for Professor Rajneesh Shukla as well.
No, what we can do is we can start in the meantime and then he will join because it is already 1 o'clock. So I have sent him the message and he will join. So
Okay,
let
sir.
us start.
Give
If the
give me a
other
minute,
people
sir.
have joined, if the other people have joined, Professor Tankeshwar Kumar, Honorable Vice Chancellor has joined.
No,
Professor
no, sir.
S.P. Shukla, I'm aware he has joined. So you ask them to join, make a request
Yes,
to them
sir.
to join so that we finish on time.
Okay, sir. Give me a minute, sir.
Shukla sahab, namaskar.
नमस्कार वसंत नमस्कार
नमस्कार जी, नमस्कार
जी।
अग्रवाल साहब, नमस्कार। नमस्कार सर।
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार।
नमस्कार।
रजनीश जी भाई साहब, नमस्कार।
नमस्कार डॉक्टर साहब, सबको नमस्ते।
नमस्ते नमस्ते सर। मनोज जी, now you can start. मनोज जी।
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Give me a minute, sir. I mean, going to start, sir. Sir, we are going to start the valedictory session. So, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, faculty members, and research scholars, it gives me immense pleasure to extend you all a very warm welcome on behalf of the Department of English and Foreign Languages of Central Institute of Haryana, Mahendragarh, and Department of English of Maharaja Ganga Singh University, Bikaner. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to this event. In the beginning of the valedictory session, first of all, I invite Professor S.K. Agrawal, Head Department of English of Maharaja Ganga Singh University, Bikaner, and Director of the webinar to present the report of the webinar. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manoj. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Tankeshwar Kumar, Central University of Haryana. Professor V.K. Singh, Vice Chancellor, Maharaja Ganga Singh University, Bikaner. Professor Rajneesh Shukla ji, Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi Antarashtriya Hindi Vishwavidyalaya, Wardha. Professor H.D. Sharma, former Vice Chancellor, Himachal University, Simla. Professor H.P. Shukla ji, Pro Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi Antarashtriya Hindi Vishwavidyalaya. Plenary speakers who spoke today and yesterday, dignitaries, faculty members, researchers, and students. Dear friends, the initiative to hold the international webinar on remembering the role of translation in the Indian freedom struggle was taken by the Department of English, Maharaja Ganga Singh University, Bikaner. Later on, that is after a gap of some 8 to 10 days, I was invited by the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Central University of Haryana for some confidential task, and I proposed to him to organize the event jointly, to which he gladly agreed. We are grateful to you, sir, for having agreed to organize the conference in collaboration. The webinar opened with a thematic note delivered by the director of the webinar. He, in his address, said that translation and anuvad need to be differentiated. As a part of conspiracy, the Indian parampara of anuvad was replaced by translation during the colonial period, which was being emphasized during the whole, let me say, in these all the 2 days. Replaced by the Indian parampara of anuvad was replaced by translation during the colonial period as a part of conspiracy, and it became a means of amassing intellectual wealth during the colonial period. Now I am reminded of a statement which I said in the opening session also. This is what Karl Marx said long back. He said about Dutch colonization, and he said that Dutch, they were the traders, they were the exploiters, and they were the translators. And to a good extent, it is true about Indian colonization also, because it became a means of amassing intellectual wealth in the hands of the colonizers. The power of British Empire was subverted when the Indian nationalists made use of English education through translation to disseminate the ideas of freedom. And this was emphasized even by Professor Sushil Kumar Sharma in his discourse by quoting from Anand Math. He left with a series of questions such as, can't we see the skewed power dynamics between English and Indian languages, and the change that the NEP 2020 heralds in this direction? I would request Professor Rajneesh Shukla ji.
सर मनोज जी.
Yeah, sir, बोलिए. Sir, you are.
Yeah, actually, Professor Agrawal was not audible to me for few seconds.
Okay, so I will repeat, sir. I will repeat what I have said. I will repeat. If you, the other audience have to forgive me for that, but I will repeat what I have said. May I be allowed, Manoj ji?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, thank you so much. So let me go back to the questions. I hope that up to there, as a part of conspiracy and the Dutch statement that perhaps you listen to, but then the questions, he left with a series of questions such as, can't we see the skewed power dynamics between English and Indian languages, and the changes that the NEP 2020 heralds in this direction? This was the question, sir, which I would wish you to focus upon. Don't we need to change the dynamics and parameters of English vis-a-vis foreign language studies in this country, and many more? Thereafter, Professor Dashora, the former Vice Chancellor, University of Kota, stated that translation is not a singular activity. And I underline this. By giving historical examples, he illustrated that translation cannot be a singular activity. It was and continues to be a geo-cosmopolitan phenomenon. This is what he emphasized. The idea was further elaborated by the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sanchi University, Professor Nirja Gupta, who emphasized that translation vis-a-vis anuvad is not a singular, periodic, and language-centric activity. It goes beyond and above languages. This is what she talked about. She talked about the contribution of Tagore, Premchand, and Iqbal in impacting the middle class. Relating the phenomenon of translation of Indian independence struggle, she said that Gandhi emerges as the greatest translator of the freedom movement. Although she made use of the word biggest, and when I talked to her in the evening, she did have her own argument to make use of the word biggest, but then I have replaced this word by greatest, But you can consider this term in both ways, in terms of biggest also, because when she was making use of the word biggest, she was talking about the impact, the size of the impact that it had on the public. Greatest translator of the freedom movement, Professor Rajneesh Shukla, the Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi Antarashtriya Hindi Vishwavidyalaya, Wardha, said, and he very aptly described interpretation of the manifested is translation. Sir, you gave a new dimension to the translation and set the tone of the webinar. He said that a theoretical perspective and sentimental base was provided to Indian freedom struggle by the national revivalists such as Bankim Chandra and others. And these two words have resounded during all these 2 days, theoretical perspective and sentimental base. He dealt both with the historical and philosophical perspective of Anuvad, delivering the presidential address. The Vice Chancellor of Maharaja Ganga Singh University, Professor B.K. Singh, said that Indian freedom struggle became inclusive and turned into a mass movement because of Anuvad. And he talked about the examples of the Adivasi Jeevan and then how the other people also joined because Anuvada side by side in regional languages took place. He cited the examples of the Rajasthani and tribal translators. He emphasized that the need to bring about a transformation in the field of English studies is needed. It was followed by the deliberations of plenary speakers, Professor N.K. Pandey, Jaipur, Professor S.K. Sharma, Allahabad, and Professor Atanu Mahapatra from Central University of Gujarat, Gandhinagar. Professor N.K. Pandey talked about the translation of Dharampal. Professor S.K. Sharma emphasized the contribution of nationalists in bringing about cultural revival, and especially he focused on the Anand Math, the discussion that goes on between Chikitsak and Satyanand. There is a discourse between the two, and they are arguing how translation should be carried forward to make India emerge independent or to arouse national consciousness. Bring his observations, nationalist in bringing about cultural revival, basing his observations primarily on Bankim Chand's Anand Math. Professor Atanu Mahapatra talked about the contributions of magazines, weeklies, newspapers during the Indian freedom struggle. From the deliberations of Dr. Sriniket, Dr. Atul Kumar Ojha, Dr. Vandana Sharma, Dr. Kshamta Chaudhary emerged two very prominent thoughts. Number one, that writers make national literature, whereas translators make international literature. Professor Rajneesh Shukla ji, I would like to point out here that even your discourse resounded the same tone, that writers make the national literature, whereas translators make the international literature, and that history of translation is the history of civilization. History of translation is the history of civilization. On 27th, Professor Dhananjay Singh from Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi, Professor Umed Singh from CDLU, Chaudhry Devilal University, Sirsa, Professor Ravi Bhushan from BPS University, Kanpur, Professor B.L. Badani from Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh, and Professor Sunita Agrawal from University of Rajasthan, Jaipur, were the plenary speakers. Rupa and Swarupa of India, translated during India's independence movement. Hindustan, Hindustani were some of the prominent papers which were presented during these plenary sessions. In his interesting presentation, Professor Dhananjay Singh talked about translation as a cultural, political, and linguistic practice. He explained how translation brought into being the binaries, colonial versus anti-colonial. And he gave a very apt example. He said, when we talk about these binaries, on the one hand, we can Ramayana as a myth, and on the other hand, Ramayana as history. So these binaries are to be studied. People could very well perceive that this is what it is. He explained how translation brought into being binaries, colonial versus anti-colonial, for example, Ramayana as myth vis-a-vis Ramayana as history. Naveen Mehta exposed the hypocrisy of translation equivalence by providing suitable examples such as Jamidar. He said Jamidar, and of course all of us will agree, cannot be translated as landlord. Translation decolonized us. Brajratan Joshi explained that translation is एक इंद्रधनुषी प्रक्रिया है. Every moment we are translating. Translation created a composite and cosmopolitan character and helped the nation knit together. India has no culture, no history, etc., was thwarted by the concept of Indian Anuvad. Now, this was the strategy, Professor Badani very aptly pointed out, that this was the strategy of the British on which they continued to survive. But then Anuvad exposed this hypocrisy, and this is how the empirical intentions were subverted. I am grateful to Professor S.D. Sharma also. As a moderator, he contributed to the sessions and added that such a topic has been taken for discussion for the first time, and such topics are primarily the need of the hour. Discussion on these topics must continue. Professor S.K. Sharma from Allahabad, Professor B.L. Bhadani from Aligarh, Professor S.D. Sharma from Himachal University, Simla, Professor Dhananjay Singh acted as moderator. In total, more than 300 participants registered and participated in the online webinar. Besides plenary speakers, 70 abstracts were received from paper presenters. The webinar was live streamed on YouTube also, for which I am grateful to our collaborator, the Central University of Haryana. I shall have no more chance to speak, and therefore, to wind up, I take the opportunity to express my gratitude to the dais, to the Honorable Vice Chancellor. Without his support, this endeavor would not have been possible. To my elder brothers, all the Honorable Vice Chancellors, plenary speakers, participants, faculty members, and especially to the organizing secretary, Dr. Seema Sharma, and the convener, Dr. Manoj Kumar, who shouldered the responsibility to make the event a grand success. Without wasting much time, once again, I thank you one and all and express my gratitude to Professor Rajneesh Shukla ji once again, to Professor H.P. Shukla ji, to Professor Tankeshwar Kumar, to my Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor S.D. Sharma ji, Professor P.K. Dashora ji, Professor Nirja Mem, who is not, of course, here, but we owe a lot to her also. So once again, my gratitude and thank you. And with this, I will request the convener to carry forward the proceeding.